AITA for not wanting to share my birthday with my dead twin anymore. My 19th birthday is this Friday and I told my mom and dad I don't want to do anything if we are gonna have the birthday for my twin too. I was an identical twin and me and my sister were born early and she died a few hours after we were born. Every single birthday since I was little has also been a birthday for her. We go to her grave and put flowers on it and every gift has always had both her and my name on it. Mom gets really sad and always cries for a long time and I have always felt overshadowed on my birthday. The grave visit and flowers and all have always been mandatory and I was never allowed to have friends over or have a party until after we did it. I want to go to dinner with my boyfriend for my birthday at his house and then I'm gonna watch movies with my friends. Mom is upset I'm not making the hour-long drive Friday to do the grave ritual and is really sad, and my dad is making me feel guilty since I'm their only living daughter and stuff. I told my mom I don't want to share my birthday with a sister I never even knew and I'm done with sharing with a ghost since this has been my entire life. My parents are really upset and now I feel RLY bad and maybe I should suck it up, but I am just so sick of it. Edit Oak. So I didn't expect his much attention, so I'll try to answer some questions I've gotten a lot of. First of all, I don't live at home, I live on campus which is an hour away from my hometown. Second, see if my parents go. They can do whatever they want. Just with me. I've hated going to the cemetery since I was like 13 and realized how weird it was, but my parents were very my house, my rules about going. I don't like standing over the grave of a dead baby just to pretend to feel sadder than I do. I know it's hard on my parents, but I just want to have a B-day without being guilted by them. My mom gets quiet and cries a little whenever my sister is brought up and it's turned up to 100 on my B-day. She died the same day we were born. It sucks seeing her like that. I love my parents, but you can love someone and not like their choices too. Also, I have app 10 unopened messages RN. I won't be reading them. 2 of the ones I got earlier were really mean and one said I should have died instead, so fuck off. Not reading any more DMs. Don't waste your time. If you're afraid I won't see your opinion in the comments, try getting over it. NTA. I had a baby that passed away. My only child. And as part of the grieving process I do celebrate his birthday every year. But I don't think it's fair that you don't get to do what you want to do on your birthday. While I definitely sympathize with your parents, I don't think it's fair to you. I don't see a reason why they couldn't at least do it on a separate day by themselves, or light a candle or something. What bothers me the most is them putting her name on your birthday presents as well. That's just weird. It's your birthday. It's nice that they still honor your sister, but it shouldn't interfere with your day. I had twins and my daughter passed away shortly after their birth. While my son's birthday will always be bittersweet for me because I will always wish she were still here celebrating her birthday too. I always try to separate those feelings from my son's celebration. He gets his own party and his own gifts. He will soon be turning 3. And his first 2 birthdays we did have a small ladybug made from icing incorporated somewhere in his cake because we called our daughter our little ladybug. And we wanted to find a small discreet way to honor her as well. We do visit her grave, but we do it the day before or after. So his birthday is about him. While I will always grieve the loss of my daughter and I very much want my son to know about her and feel comfortable talking about her, I never want him to feel robbed of his joy because of her. It has been very important for me from the beginning to find that balance. NTA. Hopefully your parents can learn not to force their grief on you and allow you to celebrate your life instead. Still, try to be gentle with them because losing a child isn't something they will ever to get over. Understand that they can be incredibly grateful to have you here and love you very deeply. while also being deeply sorrowful over not having their other child with them too. NTA, your parents have allowed their grief to overshadow your birthday for your whole life. And now as an adult you have perfect right to say it is not something you're willing to participate in anymore. I can understand the grave visits, if that had been just a portion of the day. But to give gifts in both of your names, that's ridiculous. You are an individual person who deserves to be celebrated individually. NTA, 19 years. You've never had your own birthday. Always a grave visit. That's messed up. You're supposed to be happy. NTA, no child should be forced to turn their birthday into a memorial service every single year. NTA, maybe I would look at this differently if you and your family had actually known your twin, but they basically died during birth. That is truly awful. But you never had any connection to them, so sharing a B-day with them is almost a bit morbid. Like, instead of having a fun day with activities you get to choose, you get to have a memorial instead. That's a bummer, and I can understand why you want it to stop. I know it must be hard on your mother, but maybe she should start respecting the feelings of her actual living child. NTA, your parents need to move on. I'm not saying they shouldn't still be sad on the day, but forcing you to share your birthday with a dead sister is unhealthy after 19 years. NTA, it is impossible for you to actually be two people, and you should not be celebrated like you are. That puts unreasonable expectations on you that can cause permanent damage. Also, not the same, but I share my birthday with my cousin, born 1 year after me. Several times growing up I would have to go to my cousin's house and have a joint family birthday. And I did not like hanging out with my cousins, as it meant I wasn't able to hang out with my friends. Wanting to have a day be about you is not a bad thing to want. On the course of grieving the dead, they lost the one alive. NTA. NTA, your parents shouldn't have put a damper on all of your childhood birthdays because of this. NTA, a birthday is a celebration of life, and for your entire life it has been a memorial of sorts. Grief for a child never goes away. Your parents are entitled to mourn how they want, but that does not mean you have to participate. You're an adult, and though this was your twin, your parents have a completely different relationship, being as it was their child they lost. I don't think your request for you not to participate is unreasonable. Your parents can still keep their memorial tradition without you. It's time for you to start celebrating you. NTA, while of course it is sad, they should really make more of an effort to celebrate the child they have. Having both on the same day sounds awful for you. I'm sure even if the Memorial Day was changed to the day after, that might help. NTA, if they want to remember her, they should do it in a way that doesn't make you feel this way. I guess it's tough losing a kid, though I can't relate to that level of pain. As for you, I hope you can enjoy your birthday, and I hope your sister is resting in peace. NTA, they put her name on your presents? That's sick. Honestly, you're an adult now and you can opt out of this grotesque ritual. Maybe I am too cynical, but Op needs to talk to a counselor to help her work through this, because future milestones are at stake and she needs to undo a lifetime of damage. How will OP's parents react when she marries? Will they insist on visiting the cemetery with her and her fiancé in their wedding clothes? Will a granddaughter have to be named for the late sister? Would they expect her children to accompany them to the cemetery every year? Or will they throw a fit and tell Op she cannot marry or have a family because her sister cannot? Will they put pressure on her to stay within driving distance? NTA. NTA. Sympathies to your family. It is a tough situation, and you were patient in waiting so long, past age 18, before celebrating your birthday on your terms. NTA. They seem so stuck on the past that they can't live in the present and respect your wishes as a living person. NTA. Celebrating life and mourning the loss of life are two very different emotional experiences. Maybe your parents need grief counseling to acknowledge that. NTA. I feel for your parents. I really do. But by forcing you to go to her grave every birthday for 19 years and not letting you celebrate until you've completed this ritual for your sister, they have put your dead twin above your feelings every single birthday you've had. If they feel abandoned by their only living child, they should have been more considerate of her feelings. I know they can't change past behavior, but now that you've told them how this makes you feel, they could have chosen to reflect on their behavior and acknowledge your feelings and apologize for hurting you. Instead, they decided to manipulate you with their guilt. I can't imagine how hard it must have been for your parents to lose your sister. But it's not fair of them to make you spend every birthday and milestone in her shadow. They're prioritizing their own grief over your happiness. I would try to write them a message or a letter where you lay out how you feel about all this. Use I statements. I feel, I think, I want, and try to be a bit gentle with them while still getting your feelings across. They're clearly in a lot of pain still, but that doesn't make it okay for them to hurt you. Do you know if your parents ever sought counseling for this? Might be worth suggesting. Good luck. NTA. They're visiting the grave for their needs, not yours. They can follow this ritual with just the two of them. You're making this change for you. That's okay. And more than that, it's healthy for you.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.